Bryce Huff, another proposed trade put out there by some people on the internet. He's a defensive end from Philadelphia. They signed him to a $51 million deal. I believe it might have been a 4-year, $51 million deal. $34 million guaranteed. I think he has $16 million of that 34 guaranteed at signing. Not sure what other guaranteed money they paid him. Let's just say he'd made half of that guaranteed money. So like he down to 30, let's say, what I say, 30, was it 34 million? So let's say he's roughly at about 17 million left on his deal. Now his claim to fame was he was undrafted out of Memphis. Shout out to Opelika, Alabama. I used to have some homies that used to be from Opelika, Alabama. One of the finest girls I've ever seen was from Opelika, Alabama, right? So that's where we're from. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I believe in 2020, he went undrafted out of Memphis. He hung around with the Jets. Now, his claim to fame was he had 10 sacks 2 years ago. Last year was his first year with Philly. The season before that, he had 10 sacks with the Jets. And they parlayed him into this deal with the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? So, he didn't do much last year. I believe he started 6 games, played only 12 out of 17, and produced 2.5 sacks. So, right then and there, it's just to the point where people looking at it like, people like, okay, what more can you do? What else can you do for us? So, that's the whole thing with him. Honestly, so be it. If you get him on a deal and you can financially, find a way to make that happen, can he stay healthy? Can he kindle that flame, or was he a one-hit wonder? Was he a one-hit wonder? Or can he be that person who we think he was in Philadelphia? You got to think about it. Philadelphia allowed Josh Sweat to walk away. So they had other pass rushers, but maybe he a part of that plan. Would they want to hand the Lions a pass rusher that may be their main competition next year? And every year you don't know who's going to be your main competition. You just don't know. On paper, the Lions look good. You never know. We didn't see Minnesota coming last year. No, did he? No Harvey Weinstein, no Kevin Spacey. We didn't see them. So you just really never know who's a threat, who's not a threat. But this is about doing big business. Probably talking about a 5th or 6th round draft pick. If that, you really doing them a favor by helping them clear their books. They doing you a favor by giving you a pass rusher that got double-digit sacks. Now, if they make a move like James Pierce or they get the dude from UCLA, then maybe this may work. But, the Jets had a really good defense. That last year, they had not last year, but the year before last, they had a really good defense. So you playing with so many star cast members, DJ Reed, Sauce Gardner, what's the brother name out of Alabama they got on the defensive line, Quinnen Williams. I mean, they had a lot of superstars there. So his job becomes easier. His job becomes a lot easier, whatever, to do what he got to do. So, but I don't know. Whatever way they want to go with a pass rusher, quite frankly, you're going to spend money, whether it's, drafting somebody, whether it's trading for somebody, whether it's free agency, whether it, it is what it is. You're going to spend that bread. So, and it's been their biggest issue, and it's the most important issue on the defense, because if I can produce pressure, that makes everything easier on everybody else. The corners and DBs ain't got to cover as long. The linebackers don't have to cover as long. So it's really like they just really like put more emphasis on stopping the run and letting Aiden Hutchinson be their pass rusher. And in our mind, it ain't really mathing, because they got to let go of Zadarius Smith, and who are we counting on to come in and play? We counting on some rookies, and if you get the guy from UCLA, the whole thing behind that is he raw. He's really an off-the-ball linebacker they put his hand in the dirt, and he learned that he was turned out to be a good pass rusher, but he's still raw. So you counting on a raw prospect to come in and save your pass rush, because Aiden Hudson coming off a broken fibula, Lane McNeil is coming off ACL. So this is who you really count on is wild. But this is, sometimes you get that you have arrogance. And this is, we'll be good. We don't. And then the problem coming in the regular season, and then they scrambling for a pass rusher because you wanted to be cheaper. You thought you was the smartest individual in the room. So yeah. If you can find it being funny like that, it could become real funny like that. So, a team that feel like they so close to the fans to getting over that hump, they want to be, we'll see what they do. But it has to be, if you go into the draft, it has to be a collective of people with them. Maybe more than one edge out the draft. Maybe a Bryce, Huff, and an edge out the draft. But the guys that you got right now ain't cutting it. Outside of Aiden Hutchinson, we don't know when he's going to come back off the broken leg. And Lee McNeil really not a pass rusher by trade. But he's 320 pounds coming off an ACL injury. He probably won't be nowhere near where he's supposed to be at until 2 years from now because of the weight. So you just looking at it, you really banking on hopefully Pascal take a step. Hopefully Enrique take a step. They're believing in their drafting process. They're believing in their ability to develop their players. Don't forget last year, they were believing in their ability to develop Antonio, what's his name? Antoine Green, a 6th round draft pick. That was we can develop Antoine Green, a 6th round draft pick. And, after the first preseason game, he got the boot. They punted that dude off. They were talking about how we didn't need another receiver. We got him, and he does this shit all the time. When he first got here, we all obviously knew they needed a wide receiver. We knew it. Tyrell Williams got hurt the first game. The reason they lost so many games in a row when they first got here, it was because he didn't get Jared Goff no weapons. That's exactly what the fuck it was. Excuse my language. He's always kind of like, I gave him that nickname, a day late, a dollar short, Brad Holmes. That's a fact. That's who he's been for a couple years being with the Lions. That's who he's been. And ultimately, hey, I'm mad at you. Because everybody's, when they first doing a job, is gonna have their shortcomings. But hey, buddy, it's time for you to realize that to correct your mistakes. It's one thing to be short on receivers. There's another thing that's have a glaring weakness that could put you over the top as a Super Bowl contender by just going to get a pass rusher. But maybe they don't value these pass rushers like we do. So, I don't know. But hey, let me know what y'all think. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Peace.